Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Quill18 is really bad at drafting in Magic the Gathering, which has just always been the truth. I do okay in Constructed, currently Platinum ranked, but I'm really bad at draft. I don't know, let's see it. We're going to dump some more gems into this and see what we can do. Hanged Executioner, 1/1 flying. I mean, 1/1's pretty small. It does create another one, so you get two 1/1s with flying, which is nice. And it can blow itself up to destroy something else. I mean, that's kind of nice. I do like the idea of drafting white in here just because it's full of flyers. And, you know, flyers do pretty fun stuff in here. Corpse Knight, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses one. Here, let's get this. It's a rare. We'll see. Again, my drafting priority is all stupid and bad. It enters the battlefield, deals damage to target opponent or planeswalker equal number of creatures you control. It might be hard to get that to execute properly. Dragon Mage, not really. Barkhide Troll is nice. So it comes in as a 3/3 for 2. And you can remove the counter to make it hexproof. That's really strong value. I mean, with 2 green, it might, you know, force you to go into a very heavy green deck to be playable. Cloud Concealer, 2/1, another flyer, draws the card. Infinite block over there. It's an expensive removal. Let's look at Cloud Concealer to see what develops here. Thought Distortion. Cost 6, can't be countered, which I don't think matters that much in this format. Target opponent reveals their hand. Exile all non-creature, non-land cards from the player's hand and graveyard. By the time you cast this, their hand's going to be mostly empty. I don't think that's worth it. Flame Sweep's really good. Deals 2 damage to each creature, except for creatures you control with flying. So it kills, well, it does 2 damage to all non-flying creatures, period, even my own. Board Elemental, 3/4, or Boreal. I feel like Board Elemental. A 3/4 flyer, spells your opponent casts at target, this costs 2 more to cast. It's not bad, like, you just focus on blue, whites, and flying and things, and whatnot. Act of Treason. The Flame Sweep is interesting as well, I mean, removal and things, but, you know what, I'm gonna get this Elemental. It's expensive, but the destroy target, yeah, green or white. Sorry if anyone just looked at their phone. That was my phone. Yeah, new phone. I haven't figured out all the do not disturbs and like shut up on the notification sounds. Yeah, see, I don't need notifications from that. I don't need notifications from this. Okay. Done. Hopefully that's going to be better. New phone, who dis? I still quite like the Mind Rot. Still quite like this guy. Didn't really do too much in our last run for us exactly, but I don't know. Maybe Octoprophet. Look into that with a Scry. Weaponsmith. So adds colorless mana to cast artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. And lets us search our library for Heartpiercer Bow or Vial of Dragonfire. We don't have either one of them in there yet. We could pre-draft it and see if we get it. One of the things about drafting in here as opposed to the arena mode in, say, Hearthstone, right? Hearthstone, you're drafting, like, you get presented 3 cards, you pick one, it gets added to your deck, and you draft 30 cards that way. But you just end up with it. So these cards like this might just be dead ones in those contexts. But here, I'm going to be drafting 45 cards and including 20-ish of them, plus land. So, you know, this I could draft it to see if we get something and then leave it aside. Not really sold Inspiring Captain. The potential to get First Strike. It's 2/2 for 2, which is like pretty good value that way. I think 1/3 for 2 is also okay. This lets me block on the ground a little bit while my flyers do stuff. Yeah, you know what? We'll do that. And we are definitely going to be looking for Heartpiercer Bow. Until end of turn. Negate this. No, we'll pick up the Heartpiercer Bow, which is good on its own. No, we can get another weaponsmith. This finds more battalion soldiers, but it 2/2 for 3. It finds more copies of itself, but it doesn't put it into play or anything. Having a disenchant might not be a bad idea. Having a moat piranha might not be a bad idea either. Again, sort of a little bit of ground defense, and then we just pluck away with flyers. Kinda, maybe. I don't know about Rule of Law. An Inspired Charge for like an end kill is pretty good. But there's also Fairy Miscreant here, which fits into things we're doing pretty well. Might be a little cheap. I'm going to get this and hope we can get more of them for the free card draw. Draw, Rule of Law. I think I might get the Soul Mender, actually. Draft a disenchant? I mean, we might decide we splash in other colors, but for now, blue-white is feeling okay. There's another Fairy Miscreant. There's another Heart Piercer bow, though. Ooh. Ooh. No, I think I gotta go for the bow. Especially since I have more ways to maybe find it. Sacrifice it, search your library for a basic land card, put a battlefield tap. Yeah, we'll do this. It sort of thins the deck a little bit. Gives us a little bit more flexibility of things. Not really interested in playing any of this. In case we splash red, but it's not really going to happen. Legion's End. Exile target creature an opponent controls with converted mana cost 2 or less, and all other creatures that player controls the same name as that creature. And player reveals their hand, exile a card of the same name from their hand and graveyard. It blows up a cheap creature. I mean, we don't have any black right now, but it does. We could go for a Spectral Sailor. It's blue. A Flying Flash. Gives you the card draw later on, which can be nice. There's another Fairy Miscreant, though. And I own 4 copies of this, so if I draft this, it is going to lead me to an uncommon wild card, but I have tons of uncommon wild cards. It's the rares that are the hard one to find. Flying and Vigilance. So, I mean, it doesn't tap to attack. We've got this one too, but I'm not sure that's as critical. I think my Fairy Miscreant here. And now I'm like really hoping we maybe get more. Ancestral Blade, 1/1 token, and you can move it. It's a permanent +1/+1 kicking around that I can give to things. That's really nice. Also really nice is this, but we're not doing green or black. It's the second time I've seen this, but too late to really do anything about it. Counter target creature spell and draw a card. I mean, it's expensive, but I don't know. There's the File of Dragonfire, which I can find. It'd be interesting if this would let me search something other than my library for this. Because, I mean, you're spending 4, admittedly, split over 2 turns. Just do 2 damage to something the one time. If we want to splash green, we could. I think the Blade is the way to go. Now, that's quite interesting. I have hexproof, so no one could target me directly. Discards, all kinds of stuff like that. Another Heart Piercer bow, though. It's actually a really interesting... It's common versus a rare. Just stacking a million Heart Piercer bows is kind of nuts, though. I feel like if we're going for win, this is probably better. This does protect me against direct damage, but mostly what it does is it protects me against discard, which I'm not as concerned about. I think we've got to go for the bow. Even though it does hurt me to ignore a rare there. Right, choose a card name, reveal top card of your library. If it matches that name, then the lockbox blows itself up and I draw 3 cards. I mean, I do have some duplicates, right? I could name Heart Piercer Bow, potentially later on the Fairy Miscreant. We got that, we got that. We've got the Metropolis Sprite, 1/2 flying, and can boost its power. Enchanted Creatures flying is not good for us. The Glaring Aegis, I feel, is quite nice, though. The tap can, let you suddenly, like, remove a blocker to attack. But then just the extra +1/+3 makes something very hard to kill. It does make it, like, much more enticing for someone to use direct damage on it. I guess the question is, like, what's our balance of creatures versus whatnot? I guess I can't get the stats right now. I need the Aegis. I don't know. Angel of Vitality, another flyer. Life gain, more life gain. Well, we do have Soul Menders. Also, Gauntlet of Light, which is interesting. So it gives us +2 toughness, and it deals damage based on its toughness instead of its power, which could be useful for some of our blockers. But I think the Angel of Vitality just fits what we do so well. I do like that, too. And yeah, it can make these guys tap for 2 life. And 4 greater, bottom of its library. Book, or the hardcover does let us, gives more toughness, and then also lets us, draw and then discard cards to cycle things. But I think an Anticipate, or a Frilled Sea Serpent. Does cost 7 to use its can't block ability, though. You know what? I think Anticipate. Shiver with Anticipation. Aerial Assault. Kill a creature and gain some life. There's a lot of life gain we've got going on here. Which, Angel of Vitality, it's +2/+2 if I have 25 or more life. Could be. Another Aegis, another Angelic Gift, which isn't really what I'm looking for. 1/6, like, big, giant ground blocker. Kind of for a few buffs. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses a life. I don't think we're splashing black, but obviously there could be some synergy in this. I think I will grab the Fortress Crab here, rather than another Aegis. Just buffing the crap out of one creature can be really risky, because you're so vulnerable to being countered. The Flying Vigilance, I'm not sure about. I actually wonder if we might want to pack a Negate. I mean, this is only for instants and sorceries, enchantments, artifacts, planeswalkers. Okay, actually, Negate does cover a lot. It doesn't stop creatures, but... So you don't want too many of them, but just one in there? Targeting creatures. I don't know about the Yoked Ox. Maybe? Man, it's got that, like, sort of I defend forever kind of mechanic on the ground while I plunk away with flyers. I mean, yeah, I don't know about the Bone to Ash. We have to save so much mana that we're really not designed to be that way. The Negate's only 2, so it's a little easier more likely to have that be around. There's the Vial of Dragonfire. I mean, maybe for emergency removal. And again, we can look for it with the Weaponsmith, but... yeah, it puts in your hand. Let me grab this, because we may want the ground blockers. I'm not sure. I think the Inquisitor here, I mean, nothing else fits. I mean, I guess I'll grab that. I don't know. Here, we'll grab the Epicure of Blood. Maybe, who knows, there'll be a black splash going on here. We'll grab a Gauntlet of Light. It actually is quite good on the Ox and the Fortress Crab, right? Because it makes them do damage based on their toughness instead. Yeah, we're not gonna use either one of these, but... Yeah, so we're not playing black, and we don't actually care about manipulating the graveyard like that, and I don't think it's a rare that's necessarily worth, just rares drafting for. Search the library with a card the same name as another creature you control. Put in your hand. So, I mean, we could plop that in and look for another Fairy Miscreant or something. There's not much going on there. The Wand to ping, maybe? But I think we do want to get down to... Soulmender. Sentry's not bad. I mean, we do have... The thing is, the life gain really only comes into play if we do have the Angel of Vitality. I'm still wondering about the Raptor here. It is a flyer, so it does work with, Aerial Assault to trigger that. It's colorless. The First Strike isn't really that useful here. And you're very likely to just get pinged away. There's the Sprite. I don't mind the Octoprophet. We've already got one, but a little Scry. Help us find what we need at an appropriate time. I mean, you'd have to get up to 4 mana at that point. So, like, an earlier Scry tends to have the most value. Okay, well, I'm going to grab a Soul Mender. I don't know if I'm going to play this many, but if we happen to grab more life gain synergy stuff, maybe. There's another Aerial Assault here. Apostle of the Purifying Light. Protection from black. Exiles cards from graveyard. No, not you. Sure. I'm actually wondering about the second Aerial Assault here. It does require that something be tapped, but I don't think we grab another negate. I think I will do that. Wow. It's really not... I'm going to grab another Evolving Wilds. Thins the deck. Keeps the colors a bit more reliable. Makes it a little easier to maybe splash something. In this turn. Return it to your hand. Yeah. Lifelink. Throw in just the lightest dash of green. 1 or 2 forests plus the Evolving Wilds, you know. +2/+2 is kind of neat, but probably not worth it. The lifelink versus more flying stuff. I don't know. I'll grab that. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. I'll grab you. We'll see. Flying, whenever it attacks, create a 1/1 that's tapped and attacking, which is pretty amazing, because it's not that it keeps it around to the end of the turn, it's always there. We're not really in a position to splash red. I think we might just keep focusing on little flyers and big, tough ground blockers. I do like you. That's pretty good value. We might want 1 Eternal Isolation. When someone drops a fatty and we're like, no. Oh my god, is that a 4th Heart Piercer bow? Yeah, never mind. Splashing for a Plummet would have some value too, though. I mean, it does at least cantrip. Lets you draw a card. Any chance we splash black? We have a lot of life gain. Raptor. I don't think we really have the room for the Raptor. I don't think that... I don't know. Although if we do splash black, then the color stuff becomes that much more appealing. I don't know. I suspect neither one of these are going to get played. I'll grab that in case something really weird happens here, but no, probably not. So 3 valid creatures, and actually the Sentry's pretty good because we could transfer the +1/+1 onto a flyer that just starts doing more damage. You know what? I think that's the way to go. Game really wants to give us more negates, but I think just the 1. I mean, 2 wouldn't be the worst. Doesn't matter, we're not going to be playing it. Okay. So part of me is wondering if what I want to do is sort of start with nothing and get a better sense of what we're doing. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Yes, we're going to leave in the Evolving Wilds. That's a for sure. So the Angel of Vitality. I think 2 Aerial Assaults is going to be fine. I think you're good. We may want one disenchant. And I do want the Ancestral Blade to be able to buff some stuff. I suspect we're going to want 2 of the Aerial Assault. We only have 2 Fairy Miscreants, so their draw card ability really isn't going to come up much. But there's still, you know, another little flyer. I like the Steadfast Sentry. It's pretty good value. And is the Hanged Executioner. Those are really, really strong there. It's really expensive, but it's our biggest flyer. Six more cards. We don't have our Soul Mender. We don't have our Glaring Aegis either. And the Anticipate. Do we Gauntlet of Light? I mean, we don't really have maybe enough things for Gauntlet of Life to truly be crazy. Like, the Aegis is A, cheaper, B, gives it actual more toughness, and gives it a little bit of power, which increases the chance we can kill something. I think we throw in a couple of the Aegis. The Agi, I don't know. Probably the Weaponsmith to help us get all of our Heart Piercer bows out. I say no to the Ox. A lot of 2s. We could really afford to go a little bit more expensive. It's not going to be the Epicure. I'm wondering about a couple of the Raptors, though. Or... we might want 2 Soul Menders. We are playing with the Angel of Vitality. And it's an early drop. Alright, let's go with this draft deck and see how we feel about that. Probably not well. There you go. There's our deck. Let's go. Reminder, Quill is really bad at drafting. Both the act of drafting and playing in a draft format. I think my strength comes from playing a deck repeatedly over and over and over and then really understanding how it's supposed to go. I will keep this. Although I have no... well, no, I have a turn 2 drop. About that. 2 turn 2 drops. Yeah, that's going to be okay. I will keep that. And we'll just start by Evolving Wilds. And we will find a Plains. It'll come into play tap, but that's okay. So we have both colors available. And we have turn 2 play. We are a little bit reliant on drawing some more stuff. Artifacts or spells. So I actually will be able to use this to play the Heart Piercer bow for free next turn. So even if I don't draw anything, I can play Moorland Inquisitor and put the Heart Piercer bow into play. I did. I don't know if that changes my play. I mean, I could play the Hanged Executioner. Who is a flyer? So I could play the Inquisitor and equip the bow now. The next turn do things with the Aegis, but... actually, you know what? No, I do want to do this. Because he can be surprisingly powerful next turn, maybe. Especially since he has the option of gaining first strike, so I can leave that as a big giant threat. Between the Piercer bow and the option of maybe first striking, he can take care of a lot of block. Okay, he's got a lot of bonus mana going on. Alright, you tap, so you're not going to have a blocker regardless. So I don't need to Glaring Aegis. I'm going to want to use his ability. Okay. I mean, I could put in Forcerer's Crab, but no. I want that. And I want this. The question is, do I put down the Glaring Aegis right now? Kind of feel like I want to just save. Oh, I can spend the mana equipping this. And the thing is, even if the Inquisitor dies, I keep the bow. I can just transfer it to something else. And actually, alright, that's pretty big. And it fights. Oh my god, of course it does. Why did you tap the land that way? Oh, it left a blue for this. Because normally the auto-tapper will leave land behind to cast that, which I guess is fine, actually. God, yeah, he's already got that much mana for big fat stuff. Maybe I gotta be drafting a lot fatter. I think what I do is I put in the flyer and then get the bows on there so I can attack. I'll blow up the druids. I'll be able to just go a little overhead for now. Let me use this to play this. Actually, maybe I should have put on the token. He's got trample, right? Yeah. If I target the troll, I think he can just hexproof in response. And you've got something that can block a flyer now, which is super freaking annoying. Yeah, so if I attack right now... Well, no, actually, we're kind of okay, because I can Glaring Aegis. Tap the creature with Reach. I would be pretty annoyed if my opponent had 4 of these goddamn things. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. Force him to eat the token. And then I guess the last thing doesn't really matter. We're not gonna get a kill regardless. So. Oh, here. Yeah. Not much of a choice. Maybe I just have to draft a lot fatter. I probably do. Unlock there. And just take a bunch. What do we put the Ancestral Blade on? Possibly the piranhas, actually. Because then I could block the stone golem without dying, which is interesting. And the last one doesn't matter. Do this just to try to eliminate as many things as possible here. Maybe that was incorrect. Maybe I should have put all 5 on, or all 4 on the golem. Oh no! Okay, I guess it's fine. I do have enough. So I can block and kill the stone golem, which is kind of what I'm looking for here. Hang on, I forgot about my Hanged Executioner. Being able to exile stuff. I need to use that ability next time. And use it on the serpent. Yeah. But I buffed you. Yeah, see, I should have put everything on the token in the first place. Because now I'm going to lose the buff that's on the Executioner. But I guess that's going to have to be fine. I can't put down the sentry, but I can attack with this. This is quick and too fast. I wouldn't take it. Oh, yeah, he's got reach, but that's okay. I guess, maybe. I'm forgetting everything. See, if I just put the buff on that thing in the first place, exile a card in our hand. Oh. Can we attack with the Fortress Crab? I don't know. Oh, that'll kind of work. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put one of those on here. And end the turn. I'm not going to tap the Weaponsmith. I'm going to keep him as a potential blocker. You can pump that quite a few times because of the Gift of Paradise. Ugh. Of course you have one of those. Well, I think we're just dead. What can I draw? Do I want to draw first? I guess I may as well, because I still have enough to equip all these things, especially if I tap the Weaponsmith. Alright, I'll put you into play. Yeah, okay, now. Put this on the board elemental. I know it's boreal, but... So, if I attack here, if I put... 2 ticks on the spider. That way if it blocks me, it dies. You can still pump to prevent that from dying. So I'll just put 2 over here on the wolf. Okay. I mean, maybe I should have gone for more kill instead. Actually, I should put the Ancestral Blade on you. Durr. Durr. Because I only need to tick it once. Well, we'll do that next time. See, it's just lack of familiarity with what cards I own. Equip you over here. He's only got one black available right now. I'm not going to use the other flyer. So I'm going to ping you once, so if you block, you die. Yeah, so you can pump this one time and become a 2/2. But you can't pump it a third time to become a 3/3. Right? Possible that despite my god-awful play, I might be able to pull this off. Yeah, unfortunately it's not discard or sacrifice his creature. So as long as his hand is empty, the Regisaur, it can just go forever. Hey! I should not have won that game. Man, oh man. Alright, folks. Thanks for watching. We'll put a cut in here, and we'll continue me being horrible at draft next time. See you then.